The art of eating and living well. Eat with wisdom, live with peace. Today we step into a temple, not a grand monastery in the mountains, not a golden shrine by the river, but the simplest and most sacred temple of all, the dining table. Eating seems like an ordinary act. We do it every day without much thought, as if it were just another item on our list of daily survival tasks. But let's pause, let's look deeper, because hidden within every bite is a secret that has shaped the destiny of saints and sages, warriors and wanderers, kings and monks alike. The link between eating and living. Some people ask, why talk about food instead of deep meditation? But can a starving man meditate? Can a sluggish, overfed body find stillness? The stomach and the mind are not separate. They are twins, forever tied together. An old Buddhist saying goes, a restless stomach births a restless mind. Another proverb says, a full belly does not mean a full life. Think of a great tree. Its branches reach for the sky, full of wisdom, strength, and peace. But what if its roots are weak? What if it is fed with poison? The tree will rot from the inside. Likewise, if we do not eat wisely, our body, this great vehicle of life, will suffer and our mind will follow. The 3 ways of eating. There are 3 kinds of eaters in this world. 1. The animal eater, driven by instinct. This person eats only for pleasure, like a wild beast at a feast. They do not chew, they devour. They do not taste, they consume. They eat to fill the belly, not to nourish the soul. And what happens? They are never truly satisfied. They eat and eat, yet still feel empty inside. 2. The mechanical eater, driven by habit. This person eats without thinking. Spoon to mouth, chew, swallow, repeat, like a machine processing fuel. They eat while scrolling their phone, watching TV, or arguing about the news. Food becomes background noise, nothing more. But when food is ignored, life is ignored. 3. The mindful eater, driven by wisdom. This is the rarest kind. They eat with full awareness, like a sacred ritual. They notice the colors, the textures, the aromas. They chew slowly, tasting every flavor, feeling every bite. They eat with gratitude, knowing that this food is life itself. The wise do not eat merely to live, they live in the way they eat. Friends, today I invite you on a journey of self-awareness through the wisdom of the Buddha. I will share 5 timeless principles of mindful eating, practices that can transform the way we nourish our bodies and souls. These sacred guidelines not only help us develop a healthy relationship with food, but also deepen our appreciation for its true essence. When we eat with mindfulness, every bite becomes an act of gratitude, every meal a meditation, and every moment an opportunity for inner harmony. Let us embrace this wisdom and awaken a more conscious way of living. Eating with mindfulness. Eating is not just about filling the stomach. It is an act of awareness, a dance between the senses, a sacred conversation between you and life itself. Yet in the modern world, eating has become a race, a mindless, hurried activity. People gulp down meals while staring at screens, scrolling through endless distractions, never truly tasting anything. But food is not meant to be swallowed like a machine processes fuel. It is meant to be experienced. The art of eating like a Buddhist monk. Have you ever watched a truly mindful eater? Not someone obsessed with diets or calories, but someone who honors their food? Watch a Buddhist monk eat, and you will see a silent meditation in motion. Each bite is taken with presence. No rushing, no distractions, no arguing about politics while chewing. Just full, pure awareness. There is an old Buddhist practice called oryoki, the art of mindful eating. Monks do not simply eat, they receive their food as a gift from the universe. They touch the bowl with reverence, chew slowly, and acknowledge the effort behind every grain of rice. One monk once said, "I do not eat to live, I live in the way I eat." And what happens when we eat this way? We become lighter, calmer, and strangely, happier. The secret of true nourishment. People often ask, what should I eat for the best health? But the question should be, how should I eat? A meal eaten in stress is poison, no matter how nutritious. A meal eaten with gratitude is medicine, no matter how simple. A wise saying goes, eat half, walk double, laugh triple, and love infinitely. This is the secret to true health. How to eat with awareness. Next time you eat, try this. 1. Slow down. Take a deep breath before your first bite. Let go of any tension. 2. Observe the food. Look at the colors, the textures, the way light dances on the surface. 3. Taste fully. Let the flavors spread across your tongue. Notice the sweetness, the saltiness, the bitterness. 4. Chew slowly. Do not rush. Let your body feel the nourishment. Put down the phone. This moment is a gift. Don't waste it on distractions. The body naturally knows when it has had enough. No need to count calories, just count moments of awareness. A story of a wise traveler. There was once a traveler who sought wisdom from a great Buddhist master. Master, he asked, how can I live a life of peace? The master smiled and handed him a bowl of soup. Drink, he said. The traveler took a sip. Did you taste it? The master asked. Yes, master, the traveler replied. Then you already know the secret. Because life is no different from a meal. If you rush, you miss it. If you pay attention, it becomes a blessing. 2. The danger of eating with greed. Some eat as if racing against time, more plates, more pleasure, only to find more suffering later. But eating with greed is not eating, it is self-punishment. Instead of nourishing the body, it feeds restlessness. Imagine this, a man sits at a grand feast surrounded by mountains of food. He devours without pause, barely chewing, swallowing mouthfuls before tasting them, but no matter how much he eats, he never feels full. His stomach expands, yet his hunger remains. Why? Because greed is a hunger that cannot be fed with food. The curse of the hungry ghosts. In Buddhist paintings, there are terrifying beings called hungry ghosts. They have enormous bellies, but tiny, needle-thin mouths, forever starving, forever unsatisfied. Why are they cursed in this way? Because when one eats with greed, no amount. Here's the script with corrected punctuation for smoother AI voiceover delivery. The danger of eating with greed. Some eat as if racing against time. More plates, more pleasure, only to find more suffering later. But eating with greed is not eating. It is self-punishment. Instead of nourishing the body, it feeds restlessness. Imagine this, a man sits at a grand feast surrounded by mountains of food. He devours without pause, barely chewing, swallowing mouthfuls before tasting them. But no matter how much he eats, he never feels full. His stomach expands, yet his hunger remains. Why? Because greed is a hunger that cannot be fed with food. The curse of the hungry ghosts. In Buddhist paintings, there are terrifying beings called hungry ghosts. They have enormous bellies, but tiny, needle-thin mouths, forever starving, forever unsatisfied. Why are they cursed in this way? Because when one eats with greed, no amount is ever enough. The more one consumes without mindfulness, the more restless the mind becomes. A man once asked the Buddha, why do people eat and still feel empty? The Buddha smiled and replied, because they are feeding their mouths, not their hearts. The illusion of more. The world teaches us more food, more pleasure, more happiness, but reality shows us something different. The more sugar one eats, the more one craves. The more one indulges, the harder it is to stop. The bigger the portion, the heavier the body and the mind. Happiness is not in the quantity of food, but in the quality of presence. A poor man with a bowl of rice eaten with gratitude feels nourished. A rich man with a table full of delicacies eaten with greed feels empty. So which one is truly wealthy? A wise proverb says, a man who eats with greed digs his grave with his teeth. But the opposite is also true. A man who eats with contentment lives long with a light heart. When one eats with greed, food becomes an addiction. When one eats with gratitude, food becomes a blessing. 3. Listen to the body, not the cravings. Some say, I eat healthy, but what they really mean is, I eat a salad once a week and then finish a tub of ice cream at midnight. This is not balance. This is deception. The body is wise. It whispers before it shouts. A slight heaviness, a sluggish feeling, a foggy mind after a meal, these are messages. But is anyone listening? Most people don't listen to the body. They listen to the cravings. And cravings are like mischievous tricksters, promising happiness but delivering discomfort. The two voices, body versus cravings. Before eating, pause and ask, will this food nourish me? Will it bring energy and clarity? Or will it make me sluggish and dull? No doctor is needed to know that eating 10 fried bananas is a bad idea. The stomach already knows, but does the mind listen? A wise saying goes, a full belly does not mean a full life. The story of the fool who ate like a king. Once there was a man who dreamed of living like a king. He believed that eating rich, heavy food all day was the way to happiness. Every morning, he devoured sweets. At lunch, he drowned himself in greasy meats. By night, he was too full to move, yet he still craved more. One day, an old monk saw him groaning on the ground, rubbing his aching belly. "Why do you suffer?" the monk asked. "Because I have eaten too much," the man groaned. "Then why eat so much?" "Because I desire to feel happy," the monk laughed. "And do you feel happy now?" The man fell silent because cravings promise pleasure but deliver suffering. The art of eating just enough. A wise traveler eats not to fill himself but to sustain the journey. He eats to walk, not to be too full to move. Buddhist monks follow a simple rule: eat until you are 80% full. Leave space for wisdom to enter. This is the secret of a light body and a clear mind. Food is medicine, not entertainment. Food is meant to support life, not entertain the tongue. But the tongue is a trickster. It always wants more. The richer the flavor, the more it craves. The sweeter the bite, the stronger the addiction. Yet the body does not need entertainment. It needs nourishment. A wise saying goes, "When eating with greed, the stomach is never full. When eating with gratitude, hunger disappears." The king who became a beggar. Once there was a king who had the finest chefs in the land. Every meal was a feast: spiced meats, golden pastries, fruits from distant lands. But the more he indulged, the less satisfied he became. The flavors that once amazed him became dull. The portions grew larger, yet the joy became smaller. One day he saw a poor farmer eating a simple meal of rice and vegetables. The man ate slowly, smiling, content. The king asked, "Why do you seem more satisfied than me?" The farmer laughed, "Because I eat to live, but you live to eat." That night, the king sat before his golden plates of food and felt nothing but emptiness. The secret ingredient: gratitude. No matter what is on the plate, the most important ingredient is gratitude. A simple bowl of rice, eaten with mindfulness, brings peace. A table full of rich food, eaten in greed, brings suffering. Food does not make life richer. Awareness does. A wise proverb says, "Eat with wisdom, not with craving, and your body will thank you for a lifetime." Eat to heal, not to escape. Some eat to fill their stomachs. Others eat to fill their emotions. A heavy heart seeks comfort in sugar. A restless mind drowns itself in excess. But food cannot heal what the heart must face. Instead of asking, "What do I want to eat?" ask, "What does my body need?" Because food, when eaten right, is not just fuel, it is medicine. 5. The true meaning of health. Some ask, "How do I stay healthy?" They expect a complicated answer: some secret diet, a rare superfood, or a magical exercise. But the answer is simple: stop worrying, because worry itself is unhealthy. A wise saying goes, "A troubled mind eats even the healthiest food in sickness. A peaceful mind digests even the simplest meal in health." Health is not just food, it's peace. People believe that true health is about eating vegetables and running on a treadmill. But what good is a perfect diet if the heart is heavy with stress? A person can eat the best organic food, but if the mind is filled with worry, it will turn into poison. A person can drink the purest herbal tea, but if the heart is burning with anger, it will taste bitter. A man once asked a Buddhist monk, "What is the best medicine for health?" The monk smiled and replied, "A calm mind," because the body listens to the mind. The rich man who couldn't digest gold. There was once a rich man who had everything: money, land, and the finest food, yet he was always sick. He hired the best doctors, bought the most expensive medicines, and followed strict diets, but nothing helped. One day, a wise old healer visited him. The rich man asked, "What must I eat to be healthy?" The healer laughed. "Your stomach is already full of gold and worries. What else can it digest?" The rich man was confused. "Gold? I don't eat gold." The healer pointed at his worried face. "You eat stress, you eat greed, you eat fear, and now they are eating you." From that day on, the rich man learned the true meaning of health: not just eating well, but living well. For real health, let go. If food is fuel, then peace is oxygen. Without it, no diet can save a person. Eat well, sleep well, and most importantly, let go well. A happy mind creates a healthy body. A peaceful heart brings a long life. Remember this: eat with mindfulness, not mindlessness. Eat for nourishment, not for pleasure alone. Eat with gratitude, not with greed. Because in the end, health is not about counting calories, it's about counting blessings. A wise blessing says, "May your meals be light, your heart be lighter, and your mind be as free as the sky. May all be well, happy, and full of the greatest nourishment, inner peace.